up? My name is Lauren Danielle. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, welcome back to my channel. I feel so abnormal and awkward right now. It has been about 3 weeks since I've sat down, maybe even longer, and filmed a video for you guys. If you haven't seen my last 2 videos already, I'll just go see them. They're cute. They're a memory of mine that I can't wait to watch in a year from now with Mason. But me and Mason did go ahead and get married. I'm so excited to announce that. Not that it's an unofficial announcement. Y'all already knew to see the video. But to just say it out loud that he's my husband is just awesome. And to be honest, still is not coming out naturally. It's just not. I just got to used to the fact that he was my fiance, now it's husband. It's just bizarre. But anyways, yes, so we went on a little 7-day cruise to the Bahamas and the Caribbean and had the best time. We didn't go to the Bahamas, we went to the Caribbean. But yeah, so go watch those videos if you want to already. However, this video is going to be about my birthing center experience, why I've chose the birthing center. I can't talk today. Birthing center to go about this pregnancy and this labor, and just all the details as far as how that's going. I know I have a lot of friends that are curious as to why I'm doing this and just curious for themselves. I've actually had a couple of girls message me that are pregnant right now and just want to go the whole natural route, and they know I'm doing this. So I want to come on here and make a video for you guys and some of my friends even to just kind of educate you as far as, is it really educating when I'm still learning myself? But I guess just telling you what I know, sharing my information upon you guys. But as far as why I chose to go the route of a birthing center versus a hospital, if you have not seen my labor and delivery story time already, I will leave it linked down below. Wasn't my best experience, not because of childbirth, gross pain, but just what my birthing plan was, how it wasn't followed, how I just wasn't important to these doctors or nurses, and just basically had a horrible experience. I knew from jump when I was pregnant with Lakeland that I wanted to do a water birth. I was told I couldn't, yada yada yada. Go ahead and watch that video. It'll make a lot more sense as to why I'm choosing to do this. But I chose the actual birthing center. There were 2 other things that I looked into, and that was a Ochsner Hospital birth. First of all, let me say, if you didn't know, I'm from Louisiana, and there are only 2 certified, there are other places, but certified medically, legally, you're certified to do this. There are only 2 places in Louisiana, and that is Ochsner Hospital in Baton Rouge that does water births, and the birthing center in Baton Rouge is also certified to do water births. And those are the 2, and I was definitely leaning more towards the birthing center in those aspects, just because I didn't want to go the whole hospital setting again. I've been there, done that, and I have honestly never known anybody personally to do a birthing center, but I've watched a lots of YouTube videos and kind of educated myself via the internet. So I knew what I knew about hospitals, my experience there, and what I know just from watching and via the internet. The birthing center route is what I wanted to go. But besides the hospital, the Ochsner Hospital, I also looked into a home water birth. Now, again, I'm from Louisiana. I guess it's not really that common that people want to go the all natural way, and I know a lot of people that have done natural as far as in hospitals, but maybe going natural in not a hospital setting is not that common in Louisiana. And before I offend everybody, I know natural could mean a lot of different things to different people. However you bring your kids to your world, doesn't matter as long as it's there and you're still a mom no matter what. So natural to me is just not medicated. So I just don't want to offend anybody, just throw that out there. But so I looked into that, and the home water birthing, there's only 2 certified midwives that will come to your house and do that in Louisiana, and I just kind of stopped going any further after that. I didn't see about like what it would cost or anything like that, just because I was pretty confident that the birthing center was something I wanted to do before that. I definitely want to experience a home birth one day I will do it. It's not I want to, I will do it. But it's just not something I want right now at the stage of life I'm in. I just would feel more comfortable being in a birthing center. So that's why I chose the birthing center, and I'm just so excited. It's crazy, like the amount of pain I'm going to be going through, and I'm so excited to go through it just because I'm finally going to be experiencing the birth plan that I want, and it's just magical, and I know, like, just straightforward that it's going to happen going through this place. So I'm just so excited to actually experience it how I want to, and not getting told that I can't or it's unsafe or da 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 da. So I'm just really excited to finally be doing that. And the next thing I guess I can talk about is the process of getting accepted to the birthing center. Because it is a non-medicated place, they do not have medicine. If something medically were to happen, they're on the same campus as Women's Hospital, so they would just transport you there. So that's good if something emergency or anything could happen, that you're right next to a hospital. But they do not have any kind of medical devices. I mean, they have medical devices, but they don't have anything like an epidural. If you need an epidural, the only thing they do have, which they don't perform, they believe in they don't believe in performing episiotomies. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's like a tear. If you do, they have the needs to sew it up and numb it and everything, but they do not believe in performing those. But anyways, that's a little off topic. But they just don't have any medical attention, so it is a very long process to be accepted. You have to go through a very long orientation, and it took me about a month and a half, almost 2 months, to get a call saying I'm accepted and going to my first appointment. So once I realized that this is something I wanted to do, I went ahead and called the birthing center and made an orientation appointment to go to orientation. There was about 3 or 4 other moms in there and their kids, and the birthing center only accepts a certain amount of women a year, so it is a smaller thing. And in the orientation, they kind of go through everything, all their values. You go see a birthing room, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It literally looks like a mix between my mom's master bedroom and a hotel room with a huge tub in it. It's awesome. And we got to tour that. Basically just take classes to make sure this is really what you want, and you fill out a very, very long and detailed questionnaire about your previous medical history, your previous births if you had any, and they get you to sign something so you can send, so your previous doctors can send records to them, and like just to make sure you're not a liability and everything went smoothly in your first birth, and that they think that they can help you and it'll be safe for everyone, not just for you but for the baby. Because like I said, they don't have that much. If emergency were to happen, they can only go to a certain level. So it is a little on the harder side. It's not just you give them your insurance card and you make an appointment. It's a process, but it is so worth it, and I think it's excellent they do that. They have to do that so it's safe for everybody. But this is something I definitely felt like I would never be able to do as far as finances, just because all of the things I've seen or read about, they were expensive. Birthing centers are expensive, blah 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 blah. And let me just tell you, my medical bill from Women's Hospital, which is the hospital, keep in mind my insurance covered it fully, but my medical bill from the hospital was $30,000. And my birthing center bill, now this is not everything I'm paying out of pocket, but just total my bill at the hospital was $30,000, and total my bill at the birthing center is only $6,000, which is absolutely insane. Just the comparison. Now there's a lot of things that are different and they don't necessarily do there, so they don't have to have all these charges for epidurals and stuff like that. But just to compare these two, if you're thinking about a natural birth but think you can afford it, $30,000, $6,000. Now my particular birthing center in Baton Rouge, again, this one I'm about to be talking about could be different wherever your birthing center is. This is just the one I'm specifically going to. Only accepts two kinds of insurances, mine and another one, and both of the insurances that it does accept, it does not cover it fully. So I'm having to pay a little bit out of pocket, without going into detail of how much I'm paying out of pocket, because my insurance doesn't cover it totally. And so the newborn care, like everything that the midwives and the doctors do, or there's not doctors, but the midwives do for the baby, I have to also pay out of pocket. So I'm definitely paying things out of pocket. So I'm just at a little better place financially in my life that I can be able to do these things, and it's just a great experience. But the last thing I want to be able to talk to you guys about with the birthing center is how it is different from an OBGYN and the birthing center, and just in 2 words, so many ways. So that's 3 words. That's 3 words. Apparently Lauren needs to go back to school because she doesn't know how to count, but it's so different, guys. I'm telling you, when I walked in my OB's doors, I automatically felt like a number. I automatically had to sit in a waiting room and wait to be seen. I had to do this, do that. I was in there for 15 minutes and I left. And that was it. The birthing center is so different. You walk in, and like I said before, it is about forming relationships with your patients. You're not just a number. And since they do only accept so many people a year, that it is just, you are just able to form a relationship with your midwife. So it's awesome. I just walk in there, they tell me, hey Lauren, they know me by my name. I walk straight, I don't wait at all. I walk straight into the bathroom, I weigh myself on the scale, and I walk into my midwife's office and we sit down. She asked me my weight, and that's pretty much the only medical thing she asked me. We talk a lot about like what I'm eating. Diet at a birthing center is super important. They rather you diet correctly than take what is it called, prenatal vitamins. However, I do take prenatal vitamins. They recommended me a food-based prenatal, but a diet there is the most important thing at a birthing center, just because everything is natural and they just want you to eat these certain foods. Like I'm supposed to eat dates, and it's supposed to soften my cervix and keep my muscles strong, and I'm supposed to eat 6 dates a day. Don't really do too good on that. I'm supposed to eat greens, dark greens, 3 times a day. It's just like different. She tells me recipes. We talk about our family. We talk about Blakeland. And then of course she does ask me like how I'm feeling most days. But I'm in there for a good hour just talking and forming a relationship with this lady. And I love it. I love her. She's so nice. Her name is Miss Sherry. And there's actually, every time you go, you meet a different midwife. And then they only have so many, so then you will see the same one again. I'm hoping Miss Sherry delivers this baby, just because I love her and I already have such a good relationship with her, and I've met her twice. But she's just awesome. But I love every midwife there. I'm getting off topic again. And everything as far as how you talk to your midwife and what you talk to doctors. Like if y'all didn't know, I had Blakeland 6 weeks early, and we just got to talking. She got to looking at my previous medical records and just putting things together, and she realized that because the reason I went into labor so early was because I had low progesterone. So I actually have to start taking progesterone shots this week. I start Saturday every single week until I'm 36 weeks, and that is going to help me produce progesterone so I can keep Lakeland in. And I am not excited for that, but I am happy that I have a relationship with this doctor, that she cares about me enough to say, hey, that's not safe to have your baby that early. Let's see what we can do about it. Let's find the issue and fix it. So it's just totally different as far as what I experienced, and I definitely highly recommend going through that route. Now, as far as what I am planning on doing and how my birthing plan plans out. So Mason has mentioned I'm going to be, as long as everything goes as planned. Now, I might be in the moment, and this shower, because they have a 2-person shower, huge shower. It's way bigger than my whole bathroom. It's probably like half of my room, honestly. They have this bed with poles on it, and it's actually a birthing bed that you can lean up against and it'll help you. And they have the huge birthing tub. I plan to have the baby in the birthing tub. Mason actually wants to be in there with me, and he wants to catch the baby. So I'm thinking I'll just, whenever my contractions are starting to get really strong, because they recommend you laboring as much as you can at home, and then you go to the hospital. And when my contractions start to get stronger, I'll get in the tub, have Mason in there with me, you know, doing what I need him to. I'm gonna tell him in the moment. The midwife is gonna be there if you want her to. If you don't, she goes out and does her own thing and comes to check you and make sure you're okay, you're dilating still, and the baby's heart rate's okay. So it's whatever you want to do. If you want her in there, now they do have to be in there when you're actually pushing the baby out, but as far as your contractions, they're not gonna be all up your butt constantly. They let you do your thing. If you want them to help you and like encourage you, they'll do that. Whatever you want, they will do. So my plan is to let Mason help me in the bathtub, just in my contractions, and this is something that he actually wanted to do. I didn't mention to him at all first about being in the birthing tub, even though I wanted him to, but I didn't want it to be a thing I pushed upon him, and he actually kind of like was all excited and told me he wanted to be in there and everything. So the plan is for him to ride the contractions out with me, and whenever I actually go to push baby, I want him to catch the baby, or I want to. He wants to. He swears he is going to do it, so we'll see. But if that doesn't go as planned, I would like to, whatever, one of us, no matter how it is, how it's getting done, I would like me or Mason to catch the baby. I think that would be just an awesome thing to experience. And after, if you don't know, you don't stay the night at a birthing center. You only stay 6 to 12 hours, and it's usually closer to the 6 range, just whenever you're not bleeding as much and they got the bleeding under control, and they just check you and say you can go home, and they actually come to your house the next day and check on the baby and check on everything, and they come a day after, check on the baby and check on everything, and then you go over there in a week and 6 weeks. Same thing as an OB, but they actually come to you. So it's awesome. You don't have to stay in a hospital. You can be in your own home. But I am sure I'm going to be continuously updating you guys as far as my experiencing through the birthing center, what I'm doing now in my updates. I'm planning to do a 20-week update, which I am almost 18 weeks now. So it's coming up really soon. Like, to some of y'all, it might be like, that's 2.5 weeks away. But it is coming up so fast. I promise you, Blakelin's pregnancy did not fly by like this, and I guess because I'm still working and I'm dealing with Blakelin and my life's just so hectic, so I don't have time to constantly think about I'm pregnant. But it is just flying by, and it's crazy, and it's kind of scary because I don't know, it's just crazy how much things are flying by. But I will continue to update you guys in my videos and in my updates, so be forward to looking at that. And if I missed any questions that you might have or anything, definitely go on my Instagram. You can either comment it down below, but they've been disabling my comments. I don't know if they're still gonna do that, but they have been. If my comments are disabled, I always have my Instagram linked in the description box down below, and I would love it if you would reach out to me and ask me all your questions. I love talking to you guys, and yeah, I hope you have a safe weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.